we had a real crazy situation in July. After July, we implemented a rule. Do you want to tell what it is, being as though you made it up?
Sure. Sure. So it's called the 3-hour rule. So we had a situation where I came to visit my husband and he caught an attitude, and
That makes it sound wild crazy.
me
too.
being, my, carefree self, kind of like never minded it and was just like, I'm not sure why he mad, but whatever, just be mad because I'm not about to be mad too. So, long story short, the whole weekend was
Messed
a
up.
mess.
It was messed up.
We ended up leaving more mad at each other than what the situation ever caused.
She was pissed off though. Like she was pissed off to a point where I've never seen her pissed off. She was doing this when she was talking, the clap fist thing, like she wanted to hit me or whatever. So, but it was rough. The first time I ever seen her like that.
So, to my defense, I didn't realize I was like this when I was talking to
She
him.
was doing this.
Like, my bad. It is what it is. So,
The rule.
so basically, I knew, like, from the time his moment started to the time I had got on my airplane, well, the time we woke up in the morning, that he was going to wait all the way until it was time for me to get in the car and drive to the airport to want to make things better.
This is like without
no,
context, babe.
it don't matter. It don't need context. Not everything needs details.
I'm gonna give you the story on another
Not
video.
everything needs details. So, long story short, you know what I mean? Like, I knew he was going to wait till I left to want to make things better. And by that time, I was just like, nah, like, it's too late. Like, I don't have time to want to sit here and talk. You want to talk when the problem originally happened, and I don't want to talk about it now. So we came up with this 3-hour rule to basically eliminate or minimize the amount of time where he stays mad. Because for me, I'm kind of like, address it in the moment when it's happening. Because once I move forward, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'm not thinking about whatever thing you was mad about 15 minutes ago. Like, I don't have the energy or the patience to just stay mad. Like, it defeats the purpose of communicating.
Correct. She has a quick off switch. I don't. So she can get mad at something and be out of it probably within an hour, probably less, 15 minutes or so, like she said. When I get mad, I'm perfectly comfortable being mad for a while. At least, like, you know what I mean? Like, give me a minute to kind of get to the moment of mad. Like, you can't just get me mad and all of a sudden I hop out of it just because it's like, all right, cool. Time to, not be mad anymore or whatever. Half the time I'm in these so-called moods or whatever. If I'm mad about something that I feel is legit, half the time I'm in my brain trying to figure out, like, how the hell can someone see why I'm upset? I'm not trying to make an excuse for it or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, I don't have a quick off switch button. And that's why I try not to get to that point. For the most part, would you say I'm fairly calm, more so, outside of the so-called mad moments? And I try to stay there because I know how I get when I'm so-called mad or whatever. But back to a rule, it was basically just to say, all right, well, if you got an issue about anything, issue with me or whatever made you mad, we got a 3-hour cutoff point to where within that 3 hours, both of us, either one of us, need to speak on whatever it is that upset us or made us mad at either the other person or just in general. After that 3-hour mark, swallow it, pause, but swallow it and get over it pretty much. So, that way we don't have to let things linger, within 3 hours, which really it shouldn't take that long. But for me, it normally goes a lot longer. So within the 3 hours, we can kill it or just completely get over it and move forward without it even interfering anymore. And after the 3 hours, it's not supposed to even come up again. So it's almost like, look, this is your last chance to get out whatever it is bothering you, and then move the hell on from it from that point. So, at first, I was kind of like, well, no, because it wasn't even 3 hours at first. It was like, what, 1 hour or something like that? Yeah, it was like mad short, and I was like, no way in hell. But, you know, with 3 hours, I'm thinking about it like, you know what, that is long enough for me to change or fix whatever it is that I got going on to where we can start communicating again. Because, you know, us being so far apart again, you know, we have went, you know, days without talking, which is something that both of us said that we weren't really looking to do. Um, you know, like we might text one text to each other throughout that one day. And it's not because like we're so busy, but because like, you know, I might be in a mood or whatever, or might be mad at each other or whatever. So, you know, we're trying to eliminate that. And with this 3 hour rule, you know, it has helped. Since July, since that incident, you know, not even to say that we haven't been mad at each other since then, but none of it has been this super long period of time to where like we weren't conversing or whatever, which is how it was before July. Fair enough? So, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, me being how I was before I got married and me being how I am now, 6 months into the marriage, you know, I realized that there's certain behaviors and stuff that I need to change for the betterment of the entire marriage itself. At which, you know, I was always willing to do that, acknowledge it, and, you know, go forth with it if it was something that I felt was going to better me and or the marriage, which this does both. So, to anybody who's married or just getting married or have been married for forever, I think it's important to kind of just realize, like, you know, I think we all kind of get stuck in our ways of doing things. You know, we're used to doing whatever we've been doing for forever. But, you know, if it's bothersome to the person that you're married to or even going with, you know, don't be afraid to change it or at least address it to a point where maybe they have a great idea as to why it needs to be changed and maybe they have a solution to it that might work for you. You know, because before that, I probably wouldn't have came up with that rule. I was perfectly comfortable with being mad until I was no longer mad.
And I ain't got time for it.
So
that has nothing to do with micromanaging.
I'm just putting everything under that micromanager umbrella.
It's the wrong word.
But I'm just going to put it under the umbrella.
It's not micromanaging.
I know that's not micromanaging, but just...
No, find another word. Micromanaging is like, it's like bad. It's negative.
Those other things was...
No, they weren't. No, you put it under that umbrella because you didn't like me telling you what to do.
Nigga, no.
That's what it was. No, like you can't give her a bunch of juice, like, and then she gonna pee in the bed and all that stuff.
I understand all that. But what I'm saying is, if I basically acknowledge the fact that I don't know how much to give her, so I come to you.
No, but no. It wasn't as obvious as you're making it seem. Like, I didn't know you were coming to me. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like,
and I held the cup.
Like, yes, you did all of that. But I'm like, I was in the middle of doing something else. So, like, you coming to me like this, I'm like, what are you, pour yourself. Like, why are you giving it to me? That's what confused the whole situation.
Because I know that my wife was going to change up whatever I did anyway. So I said, you know what? So I said, you know what? Let me just go to her first. Let her do it.
No, that's not what happened.
That's exactly. No, I'm talking about in my head.
Yeah, in my head, that's exactly. But I couldn't read what your head was thinking because that's not what happened when I read into what you did. It was like,
I thought it was obvious.
Why
Here,
you
babe,
giving
here's
me
the
this?
juice.
Like,
here, I'm holding the cup.
She asked you for it. Here you go.
I was still going to give it to her. All right, so I'll find a new word. But bottom line, that's one of the things I learned. It was something else too, but I don't think it was as big. I will say within 6 months, is it fair to say that we've gotten stronger through all the quote unquote turmoil? It's not really turmoil, but I haven't really been through.
Everything, ups, downs.
Well, yeah, that's
everything.
Typical.
It makes us stronger. I mean, we still here. We ain't said. Forget this.
You was about to say the other one. Oh, this is the other one. She cusses like a sailor, y'all. Like, don't let the pretty face fool you. She cusses really badly sometimes. And then she hates for me to, like, acknowledge it or say, babe, like, you.
All right. He cursed. I mean, I curse occasionally, okay? Because I have a job that you need to curse.
Even when you off?
It's kind of like, you do it at work, then you bring it home. But, I mean, let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
I'm just saying, like, if you want.
He say nigga all the time.
Correct. I agree. And that's wrong.
And I don't like saying the word that much.
And
I don't like saying the word, but
in our very first video, we was calling each other nigga like
he always say it. So you done rubbed off on me.
Like,
But let's.
Go ahead. Threw her off. Anyway, bottom line, she cussed like crazy.
But let me ask you a question. So if you listening to music all day and all your music is cursing,
which it is, which mine is.
When you singing it with it, like, don't you curse?
Nah, my edit game is crazy. I can like hop in and out of the flow without even saying the cuss word. I let Rick Ross say it for me, or T.I. or whoever. I ain't gotta go there. I'm not the rapper. You know what I mean? So
You getting country, right? I ain't gotta go there.
Oh, that's country? Alright, I get back up north. Really? That's country?
Yeah.
Y'all, this has nothing to do with anything.